Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok. Today I've got a message that came to me, and it's has to do with hospitalization, and it was a very interesting question, and hopefully it will help you. So I got this letter. It says, I sort of stumbled upon your video on the Thai hospital charging according to a person's nationality. My son is in a bit of a jam. He is in great need of a neck surgery. He's married to a Thai woman and they just purchased a house in Thailand. He cannot use his insurance because his job might fire him if they know of this injury. Long story. So perhaps surgery is the only option, and we would like to go to Bumrungrad. Do you think he will be charged as a foreigner? Yes. What can he do to get the Thai rate? Become Thai? He is desperate to keep his job, but if he doesn't get the surgery, he will not be able to continue work. His life will, well, in his view, be ruined. Do you have any advice? Thank you so much. Time is of the essence. Gina. Gina, first, if he's going to Bumrungrad, he's going to pay a premium because this hospital is geared towards foreigners and it is one of the best hospitals in Thailand. He's honestly, if he can, depending on what the surgery is and what doctors are available and what equipment is necessary to do the surgery. In other words, if it's possible to do this surgery elsewhere, I would say go somewhere else, like maybe you go to Waitani, which I always recommend now because they put quite a bit of money in. They cater to people from the Middle East, but they have really turned the hospital around. Go to Ramkhamhaeng Hospital, go to Payathai, even try going to Bangkok General, although it's fairly expensive also. But at least check around. Go to some different hospitals. There's a Chinese hospital, I think it's Yanhe. You might want to try that hospital. And at least they're starting out at a lower rate. Right off the bat, they're going to start off at a lower rate. Now, the other thing is, get your prices in advance. By all means, get them to give you a written quote. Tell them, write this down for me. I want to know. I want to know how much it's going to cost. And then say, this can go up. Yes? No? Is it going to go up? Or is this the exact price? Most of the time, it's about this much. And so you might expect it to be a little higher or a little lower by maybe 10, even 20%. But if they want your business, they're going to give you the prices. They're going to work with you. If you negotiate with them beforehand and you get some kind of a quote, at the end, when they come back with a price, you're going to have something. You're going to have some ammunition. Do not be scared to haggle with them. Do not be scared to say, hey, how come this room is 5,600 baht, but you told me it was 3,500. I mean, come on, that adds 10,000 baht to my bill. And they're going to go, oh, well, there was the nurse and this. Yeah, but you know what? You told me that the room and everything that was included was this much money. And then they may go, okay, we will knock off 10% from this. Okay. If your price is 10 to 20% higher than what they quoted, that may be... That should be expected because there are things that come up in surgery and that happen that you're just going to have to pay for. I mean, if you got a heart attack and they're going in and they do all kinds of things to you and then they're like, okay, here's your bill, and then you've got to go back in and they say, oh, we're just going to check you out, but you have a problem where they have to go in and put a stint in or something. Obviously, you're going to have to pay for that. So there are things that might happen that are unexpected that are going to add to the bill. But your best bet is to get a quote and figure that it's going to cost 10 or 20% more than that quote. Now, I have to say that I brought a boxer a few years ago. He was a young guy. I brought him into the hospital. He had a shoulder injury. We had experience with this kind of thing in the past because it was a rotator cuff injury. And I took the boxer in because he didn't speak a word of English, this guy. And he got checked out. All right, paid the bill for the doctor. They said he needs surgery. Oh, surgery. Oh, okay. All right. Came back later on. Before he was going to have the surgery, we went about an hour early. And I sat down with the people and I said, I need to know exactly how much this is going to cost. Well, we can't tell you exactly. Okay. Tell me about how much it's going to cost. And they told me it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 250,000 baht. I said, okay. Now, he goes in. The guy was scared shitless. He didn't want me to leave his side. And he goes and does the surgery. They put him under, and he has the surgery done. Everything is fine. When he is ready to check out, they gave me this bill, and the bill was 100,000 baht more than what they quoted. And I wasn't paying for the bill. The promoter was. And the promoter was pissed off. He was like, hey, what's the deal, man? They give you one price and now they come back with another. So I had to go and sit down with him and say, no, I'm sorry, here's the paper. Your staff is the one who gave me this price. Now, why is it so much more? Everything was fine. There was no difficulties during the surgery. So what is the deal? Oh, sorry. Oh. And they reduced the price about 10,000 baht. And then it was, no, I'm sorry. But, I can understand 10 or 20%. But, you're talking quite a bit of money. You're talking, 40% more. And that's unacceptable. So it ended up being about 270,000 baht. So that was a little bit less than 10%, and that was acceptable. So that we paid it off, and that was the end of that. But basic rule is negotiate. Don't be scared to haggle. Get a quote beforehand because that gives you some ammunition, and then it gives you an idea of what everything costs. You ask them to break it down for you. Show me how much does this cost, how much does that cost. You need to know exactly what everything costs. And they may not be able to tell you for some items or some procedures. They may not be able to tell you everything, but they will be able to tell you many things. Like how much does the room cost, how much does the nursing cost per day, how much is the food. They always try to nail you on the food. Anytime you switch it up a little and get a Western meal or something like that, they end up charging you more money. And sometimes I can understand, but sometimes I've had it to where the amount that they charge for a Western meal versus a Thai meal was ludicrous. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Hopefully this helps. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di la jerk in mind.